First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Watson just beating the play clock. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. The Browns send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. We call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hurts. Swings this out for Hunt.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards and a first down for Philly.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Come on.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith. So no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Ready?
On second down, Montgomery. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Chance there from long distance to get our first points on the board. How close was it to getting there? Pretty darn close.
Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. Watson on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught. A big play that time for Cleveland. 48 yards.
Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they have this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
Now Watson going to sneak it. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Well, I think the effort was there, but sometimes the defense is just a little bit better. No gain on the quarterback sneak, no place to go.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Chubb is in. Touchdown, Cleveland. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they were in field goal range last time out but couldn't connect.
It's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Going deep here for Watkins. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that throw, wow, 72 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats.
Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you've got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The Browns at 4-3, a game over 500. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. That ain't going to be tough to beat in this one.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Fielded at the 20.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 27. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. That'll give him 8 that time. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guaranteeing it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
It's a room to maneuver. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They go play action with Hurts. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week. Another one here. Remember, he's not a DB. He's a linebacker.
How many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Watson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Out of the gun, Watson. And Watson has enough for the 1st down yardage as he slides to the turf. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Watson. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Okay, ready?
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
2nd and 16. Here's Hurts to throw.
He's going to look deep for Watkins. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Quez Watkins.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is now 14-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
On 2nd and 7, Watson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw, Watson.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. Watson to Njoku there for the Cleveland first.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Chubb with a first down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Watson. That's caught inside the 20. Yeah, they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. And they get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now it's Watson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
On the ready. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Warriors, 70.
On first down, Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ready, set.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
Back to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
After the interception, here's Watson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Watson. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. And that one good for 26 and a first down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, That ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
On first down, it's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now a first down throw, Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Watson now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback?
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
York able to send this one through.
And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead. But also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the 2nd half. But you and I both know the great leaders They know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Flush to his right. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And on 3rd down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set.
Hurts.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense him saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
From the gun, here's Watson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. To throw is Watson. And they finally get to him as he's taken down.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11 at the 41.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
63 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
18 Cardinal.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
David Montgomery with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year,
as his guys are able to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On first down, Watson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Watson. He'll fire one end zone for Cooks. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Watson. He's got a man, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
The tackle by Nakobe Dean.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing on 2nd down. Watson.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. Watson just beating the play clock. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this 4th down field goal try for the Browns. York able to send this one through.
But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
And that flag accepted.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And that one really pushes him back. A loss of 9. And now it's 3rd and goal after the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, a 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Browns have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Let's go now.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. On the draw, Gainwell. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage
The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And this is going to be intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mays used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Now Watson to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. So the completion good for just 3. Third and 7 now.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This could be it.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
Hey, you gotta snap it. You gotta snap it.
And again, it's Chubb. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Back to throw. Watson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So they decline it as that will bring up fourth.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it fourth down.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10
at their 25-yard line. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to second and 15.
Throwing is Hurts.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb, and he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On 2nd and 9, Watson.
It's tipped, but it doesn't matter. He still catches it.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Chubb. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
Chubb again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold him to 3 to keep this a one-score game. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Eagles are right back in this football game.
What a stand there defensively. They force the 3rd and goal, force them into what they think will be a passing situation, and then they make sure to lock up all the receivers and come away with the interception. Sounds simple, but that was really well done.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts finding Hunt, and he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd down. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop the football. They're trained to catch everything.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts.
And he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but they were able to get the job done, and that's the bottom line.
No doubt about it. And let's face it, they had to be more than nervous in the 4th quarter. But a lot of that was their own doing. I think you observed during the game, their energy level just didn't seem to be there. But in the 4th quarter, somehow they dug deep and found that extra bit, right, that reserve tank. They hauled it out. Offense scored some points, defense held them, and lo and behold, they walk away with a win. Maybe expend a little more energy than they expected.